So today, I had a thought. Can you beat Undertale without dodging attacks? You might be thinking, no, stupid! This game is impossible without dodging. Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, you're kind of right. Genocide is 100% impossible without a doubt, but what about Pacifist? Today, I made it my goal to see if it was really possible to beat Undertale's Pacifist route without dodging. The run started and we ran into Flowey. Oh no, he hit me for 19 damage, whatever shall I do? Oh, I got saved by some random goat lady. That's cool. I followed the goat lady through the ruins until I encountered this frogget. I could very easily just flee from every single encounter, but I thought to myself, that's too easy. I need to make it harder on myself. So, I made it a rule that I couldn't flee from battles. I definitely won't hate myself for making this a rule later on. Anyways, I spared the frogget, and Toriel happened to just end the fight before it could attack me. I continued with Toriel until it was time for me to be left alone. And what was the first thing a little child like Frisk would do when they're left alone for more than 3 seconds? Steal all the candy from this bowl. After not regretting my actions, I got my first real encounter. It was a frogget. Sounds super easy, right? I just complimented it, and forgot the challenge I was doing. Yeah, not my best moment. I reset the game and carried on for my last save point. The first thing I did was return to the candy bowl and take everything from it again. Come on, if you were a child, you'd do the same thing. The first encounter of this attempt was another frogget. Only this time, I didn't forget my own challenge. So it should be easy, right? Oh my god, why do you deal a third of my health? I spared it on the next turn though, and survived my first encounter. Next battle though? Oh wow, it's just a frogget with a friend. And that friend leaves after the first turn. Great friend you got there, frogget. 2 turns later, I survived with 3 HP remaining. This is bad. If I get into another encounter, oh, there's a save point here. Well, I'm back to full health. It was time to fight Napstablook. And this battle is embarrassingly easy since if you know what you're doing, this guy only attacks once. So just cheer 4 times in a row, and you're good. I realized I needed 3 gold to buy the spider donut so I could skip Muffet later, so I backtracked to a previous room to steal these young monsters' lunch money. I started walking towards the end of this room, when suddenly, a Lux appeared. It would seem like he wants to get back at me for taking his friend's lunch money, and god, your aim is awful! Now we're fighting Toriel. And did you know that you can't actually die to Toriel? Well, actually, you can die if you get this specific attack when you're at this HP. Shut up! You'd have to try to lose to witness this rare event. Anyway, we beat Toriel. Moving through Sturden, I encountered the Snowdrake. And my first order of business was to forget what challenge I was doing twice in the span of 10 minutes. 1 reset later, and I beat this stupid Snowdrake with a mere 4 HP remaining. I knew I would need better healing items going forward, so I stole a piece of the snowman. Look, we're fighting the dog couple now. And if you're not an idiot without a brain, you're probably thinking, wait, you weren't showing every battle. Well, yeah, I'm not. I know this challenge is pretty difficult, but do you really want to watch? Oh, yeah, we got an encounter with this thing, and took the required steps to spare it while making sure my health is good since I'm not allowed to dodge. And 30 seconds later, we did the exact same thing. Look, new encounter, and we did the exact same thing yet again. Time for the dog couple. Guess what we did? But this time, I survived without taking any damage. Damn, the script is a pain in the ass to write. I continue forward until I was stopped by Greater Dog. Whoa! Guess what we did in this battle? That's right, we spared it while not dodging the attacks. Okay, I swear this video gets interesting. I entered Snowden Town and bought the bandana to use for later. Next, I had to fight Papyrus. Guess what we did to win? Wait, this time it's different. Since the game thinks I'm a 3-year-old who was just mashing random buttons hoping to win, it gives me an option to completely skip this fight. Alright, I swear the repetitive stuff is over now, because our first major roadblock just showed up. It's a Washua. Now why is this little guy the first problem we deal with? Well, let me give you a little information. In order to spare Washua, we have to ask to be cleaned. This will spawn a couple healing bullets that we can collect, and the only way to spare this guy is to collect one of these healing bullets. But when we can't move in battle, we just have to pray that the bullets just so happen to spawn in our direction. Oh my god, I got it and I'm dead. Yeah, I ended up dying here because I ran out of healing items and couldn't spare this guy. And since I made it a rule that I wasn't allowed to flee from encounters, I would just have to get lucky to make it past this. And even worse, I had to go through this errand every time I died. That was until I realized I can just beat the fight and then return to the save point to never do it again. I made it back up to Washua for round 2, And I died. On attempt number 3, though. Oh my god, I got it! This fight took me like 5 minutes to beat, which doesn't sound like a lot, but keep in mind that this is Undertale. Regular encounters are supposed to take like 10 seconds, but guess what? Just 8 minutes later, and we stumbled across an even bigger roadblock. In order to beat Mad Dummy, we have to guide the magic blocks from his dummies back to him, right? Well, what if you just couldn't do that? Oh, I'm dead here. Sick. On attempt number 2, I did end up making it to his second phase, but I had to use every last bit of healing items I had, so you can guess what happened next. At this point, I determined that it is impossible to beat Undertale without dodging. But what if I had more health for this? Pacifist may be impossible, but what about the neutral route? I reset the game, so I could kill monsters to gain more HP, all to make it past this guy. You know, when coming into this challenge, I did not expect to lose due to Mad Dummy. I expected someone important, like Undyne or Asgore to be the end of it. But no! It was this mini-boss that gave me trouble. After reaching level 7, I decided to stop fighting monsters and see if this was enough HP to make it past the stupid pissed off dummy. To my surprise, it actually was. Now that this guy is out of my way, it was time to finally progress forward, and probably get stuck to something stupid 10 minutes later. That might have been the case, but I used my brain for once in this challenge and thought of a really good strategy for Undyne. I was gonna buy the Torn Notebook from Gerson, so I could get more invincibility frames after I got hit. Then, I would challenge Undyne to make her attacks go faster. This would make it so I not only have more invulnerability after getting hit, but the attacks would also take less time. Oh, but on my way back to Gerson's shop, I ran into these two guys. Luckily, this fight gives me less chances of getting hit if I spare Woshua first. It still took painfully long, but at least it didn't die this time. After picking up the notebook, it was time to put my plan into action. Yeah, I died because I refused to eat the pie this early on. Next attempt though, I wasn't so stubborn, and how the fuck is this not hitting me? I escaped to Hotland and survived Undyne's pursuit. But you said you wouldn't flee from encounters. Look, I made an exception for Undyne since you're supposed to flee, and I didn't want to gain more XP from killing her. Does that ruin the video for you or something? Well, guess what? I really don't give a fuck. Oh, I have to move in this, don't I? Technically, this isn't a battle. It's a game show. So it's fine if I move here. I picked up the burnt pan and stained apron, and now it's time for what I thought might be roadblock number 3. But actually, the royal guards are pretty easy with this health. All you need to do is wait for O2's armor to slide into you 5 times, and then you basically win. But then it was time for Muffet. Since I had used my spider donut to survive earlier in the run, I didn't have it here. So I was to do this long-ass fight with what healing items I currently had, which, spoiler alert, wasn't a lot. I did try to donate to her to lower her attack, but the price kept multiplying, and it became too much to afford anymore. I did end up making it to the last attack, but unfortunately ended up dying since I just didn't have enough health left. But good thing I totally didn't just spawn in a whole bunch of gold. Oh my god! Where did all this gold come from? I went back to the spider shop with the perfectly legit gold I grinded, and bought a few spider ciders. This purchase made it so I didn't have to fight Muffet at all to progress the game. Does this ruin the integrity of the run? Kind of. But if it's an event that can happen in a normal game of Undertale, it's fine, right? Making my way through the core, I brought back out my stick from earlier, and oh god, you can see where this is going. I made it to Marathon EX, and put on 600 sets of armor so I could win very easily. That's more unique, right? After taking the elevator to New Home and completely ignoring anything these monsters had to say, I made it to Asgore, and this would determine if it was really possible to beat Undertale without dodging. And you're like a quarter of the way dead. Oh, I'm dead. I'm risking this. I feel like I just have to take risks now. Taking that risk was not the best decision. Yeah, things weren't going well, but I knew that it was possible. With the 6 legendary heroes I bought using my completely legit gold, my gold overlaps the text. I still have so much. All I had to do was land a golden hit with a burnt pan to shred through Asgore's health. But here's the thing, it's hard, and I'm not very good at it. But then it happened. Nice! Oh my god, that deals a lot! I landed the golden hit, dealing over 400 damage to Asgore's health. This single hit alone won me this battle. All I had to do was keep attacking and continue to heal whenever my HP was low. And there we go! Undertale can in fact be beaten without dodging. If there's anything I learned from this run, it's that whenever things look bad, and it feels like you just can't do it, just eat a bunch of junk food. But wait, I hadn't beaten the game yet. The final boss of the Nucha route isn't Asgore. It's actually Omega Flowey. I knew it wasn't going to be possible going into this, and oh, I was right! But technically, on certain Nucha routes, you don't actually fight Omega Flowey, and Asgore is deemed the final boss. So technically, it is still possible to beat the game without dodging. But hey, what's the least amount of love required to beat the game without dodging?